Hi, my name is Boo Walker. I'm a novelist coming to you from Cape Elizabeth, Maine, and I am so excited to show you and share with you my new novel, An Echo in Time. And I thought I'd read a little bit. We're going to jump a few pages into the first chapter, and we've got a mess of a character named Charlie who's dealing with a lot these days. Her life is not easy at the moment. Charlie looks at her phone again. Nothing. She feels sick inside knowing how much she's letting him down. A memory barges in, as if it were waiting on the other side of the door for the opportune time to ambush her. She was 10 or 11, shortly after their housekeeper had quit because Charlie's mother, Georgina, had screamed at her for not vacuuming under the couch. Charlie had been forced to take up some of the slack, and she seemed to always have toilet duty. She remembers being on her knees, wearing giant yellow rubber gloves pulled past her elbows and breathing in bleach as her mother stood over her saying, "This is about all you're good for." They hit more red lights. They haven't caught one green light since they left. She texts Patrick again, assuring him she'll be there. Finally, he responds in short, "Okay." He's pissed and has every right to be. She squeezes the phone like she's strangling an intruder and watches as every red light slowly turns green as the cars in front inch forward. Finally, Colton 4 comes into view. The restaurant doesn't have a sign and doesn't need one. The Boston Globe raves about them constantly, calling it the hippest place in town. After winning a competition on television, the chef is now taking over New England. Charlie reaches into her purse. Of course she doesn't have cash, and she's misplaced her debit card. She hands a credit card over as they slide to a stop outside the restaurant. Waiting for the damn machine to run and print a receipt is agonizing, but walking inside will be worse. As she's climbing out of the car, the cabbie turns back to her and says through the glass, "Just be yourself." Charlie lets out a breath she's been holding entirely too long and whispers, "Thanks." 3 minutes later, she scrunches her hair to give her roots some height, but her physical appearance is the least of her worries. She has to win over Patrick's mom with all the humor and charm that Patrick has certainly promised. From the way he talks about his mom, she sounds like Cruella DeVille meets Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. Charlie stops shy of the entrance. People push by her. Fear splashes down on her like a waterfall. She closes her eyes and attempts to steady her pulse. "You got this," she says to herself. Charlie comes through the door with her best strut. The small restaurant is packed, people talking over one another, servers winding by with trays of delicate cuisine. Patrick and his mother are not at the bar. She walks through the restaurant, one table at a time, no sign. She goes back to the hostess saying, "Do you have a Patrick Hannigan here tonight? I'm supposed to meet him. I'm late, party of 3. The hostess, wearing a dress and high boots, scans the book and shakes her head. "I don't see a Hannigan. Could it be under another—" "I don't think so." Charlie casts a look back toward the restaurant as if she missed a table. "You're sure it's this location? You know we opened the place downtown too, on Washington near the Opera House." The words of the hostess drive a stake into Charlie's heart. She's at the wrong location. Patrick had told her a few times that he was switching it because his mom had opted for the Mandarin Oriental over intruding at her son's place. "Do you want me to call them?" the hostess asked. "You're probably 20 minutes away." Charlie looks up as tears sprout under her eyes. She's 20 minutes and 10 red lights away from everything in her life. No thanks. Outside, the snow still falls. She looks up and down the street. Sure, she could catch another taxi, but what's the point? She texts him, "I just got here to the Brookline location, the wrong one. I'm sorry, Patrick." She tucks her phone back into her purse. There's no use trying now, no use even catching a cab. Peering up the street toward her house, she decides to walk in the snow. August 20th. We'll see you then.